There's a chance that Joe's just a genius. He's just f***ing with us all, dude. Like, he said on the Snedeker, he hit the ball farther, and Snedeker used like a driver, and Joe's like, what'd you take, Brandt? And he's like, I took a driver. And Joe's like, oh, I took a 3-wood.
Yeah.
And then Brandt turned, and he's like, did he just take a shot at me?
I don't think he knew what he was doing there.
I don't know, Stu. I think he does.
He was like, oh, yeah, because he knew what he was doing right there. You got to keep these guys on their toes, Bob.
On 3, BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy. Hey, boys.
What's going on, bro?
Stube, Pop.
Is that song about Drake and his big fat ass?
That's what Yams was telling me. Apparently, it's like a shot. It's a shot at Drake.
Like he pays for BBLs for girls. Like that's
Oh.
BBL Drizzy. If your girl needs BBL, you hit up Drizzy because that's what he does for girls.
Big
Brazilian butt lift.
Big. That's right. That's right. It's big fake butts. Bob.
What is it?
Big fake
Brazilian butt lift.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I think that's kind of good then. And it's funny.
I thought it was making fun of him for having his own fat ass, but it's about.
I got to call a shot at Yams here. I think Dexter Fowler has already been used.
It has.
Yeah,
I was rushing, but I was rushing because I'm late, so I just clicked.
Get out of here.
By the way, apparently Lenny Dykstra is
I
completely
don't have 3 down.
gone off. Lenny Dykstra took a shot at me at one time. I got like an errand shot from Lenny Dykstra on Twitter.
Jesus.
I remember that.
Do you remember that? I had nothing to do with it, and like somebody replied with my name,
I'm
and then he
coming
just
back.
started going at me.
Here it is.
I had no idea. I mean, look, he's been a little off his rocker there for a bit, even during his playing days. I don't even know what made me think of him, to be honest with you.
You're just gonna leave out the Suzuki part? You're just
He's
Ichiro?
just Ichiro, dude.
Yeah, you just half-assed it.
No, Ichiro is
It's a
just
half-ass.
Ichiro. I'm not changing it again. That's Ichiro.
What you know about Danny Almonte, though?
Guys,
not much.
he's
He's Little
old,
League, right?
He by the way was in the Yankees organization for a little bit.
Sure, he was. He opened the
bullpen
door.
Yeah, he did. That was a beautiful time. That's when I really cared about. Don't you feel like the Little League World Series was better back in the day than now, or is that more of just a me thing?
I think everything was better back in the day than it is now.
It also made a lot more sense to watch Little League baseball the younger you are.
Sure did.
Yeah,
Sure did.
yeah. It does feel a little weird now.
We could still get away with it now, but we don't have that many more years before it gets a little.
You better
odd.
have a kid in that game.
Your buddy walks into your house and you're just on the couch watching the Little League World Series. It's sort of like, hey, buddy, what's going on?
You know where you get excused though is if it's like your old hometown. Then
Sure.
you're clear.
Yeah.
You
We're
know?
just trying to get to Williamsport at the end of the day.
Yeah, but if you're watching Japan Curacao, international final, there's it's
Problem.
it's a slow Tuesday, clearly.
It's a big problem. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into the Bob Does Sports Podcast. No Giuseppe D today. Giuseppe D is actually emceeing a wedding, which I'll tell you this, I would kill to get some footage on that, man. That is going to be a fun ride. Because if he gets comfortable up there, look out.
He's a second take guy. I think we've talked about this. His second take on things is really, really good. His first pass, it's a little wordy, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And then he kind of his proofreading on the second go around. You don't have that kind of luxury when you're up there with the mic. It's a one and done type opportunity.
My
no
favorite
one gets that camera dropped on him more than Joey did.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, like we've heard enough.
Drop that. Yams will drop that. I love when he does the have a day promotion, and it'll be like he'll say day. The over under's like 4.5 times. He's like, if you want to have a day with the boys having a day, then we'll all have a day here with the have a day cocktail. It's the best. It's the best. We miss him. We miss our dear Joseph.
We do. Is he in Canada?
Yeah. Both him and Bob Menery are in Banff right now.
Well, Memory's actually leaving. Memory's looking for a new place to go.
Oh,
Dude,
I would hope to God that Bob Menery tried to crash that wedding with Joe seeing and like the fireworks that would fucking happen if Joe saw like Bob like back in like the buffet line. Oh,
Hey, how's the hotel, Cutsy?
Yeah, every time Bob sees Joe, he asks how the hotel is, and then drives Joe nuts.
And he doesn't do it on purpose.
If he does, it'd be the funniest shit of all time. It's kind of like asking E how Sloan is. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just guaranteed to piss him off. But I will say, Bob Henry is one of the most entertaining people. He's one of the best IG follows in the game because you just don't know. He got my first ever 2 interviews on the Brilliantly Dumb show. He got Jordan Belfort and the guy who killed Bin Laden.
Robert O'Neill
and his father. Yeah. Wild time.
You know, I actually noted the video that's coming out, or that came out, I guess, yesterday. Now, the Brandt Snedeker match. Yo, that shit was crazy. I went through it last night just to put it out. There's this thing at the end. Forget the thing at the end. There's another thing at the end that I didn't even notice. I don't think any of us noticed happened. That was pretty fucking. When he took his last shot, he took his club and he slammed that shit into the ground. I don't know if anybody. I guess only Ticket noticed. That was. I cannot believe when I went back and rewatched it last night, like putting the finishing stuff on it. It's crazy.
Like after his last shot, or
he took his last shot,
led into the last shot.
No, after. Out of it was like a emotional reaction to his last shot. It was crazy.
He's a gamer, dude.
They don't like to lose.
Oh my God, I could not. It was like so unexpected too. He was like the nicest guy in the world. And then he takes his club and he slams it so hard into like the ground. I was like, oh my God.
It's already out, right? Right now.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What a fucking wild ending that was to that video, dog.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to, I guess not spoiler alert since it's only been out a day, but like that was the most unexpected like thing I've ever like seen in my life. That was like an impossible final shot he had to hole. It was crazy.
Yeah, that was. I mean, these matches with these pros, it never fails. Like you said, they get really. They have a great time. Everybody enjoys themselves, but you see that they really want to win. They're gamers, and I don't think we've ever had a match with a pro where it was like, that was kind of shit, and like it doesn't really matter who it is. I mean, it was.
They take it's. I think at the beginning, a lot of times they're like, okay, we're just like here to have fun, whatever. Like these guys make a YouTube show, like get this or that. And then like once it starts rolling, once like you guys take a lead or something happens, then they're like, oh, okay, like this is for real. And so the back nines are always like unreal.
Yeah, that was absolutely awesome.
A lot of these guys like to talk shit too. Like they're ball busters, and it's like you don't know it watching on the PGA because you got to hold yourself in a certain way. And then I often don't see it too. Being on the greens, I miss a lot from the tee until you guys get there. And so when when we were editing this thing, I was like, damn, he's really giving it to you guys in some spots. And he was really funny, and but it was all lighthearted and good spirited. But it's just funny. 95% of these pros we've played with, they all can talk a little bit of shit, and it's fun.
I think he go ahead, yeah, Chet.
Well, I think he's reached the point. A lot of these guys, he's like a long, savvy, like veteran. He's been on tour. He kept saying, you missed. There was a point where you guys made him putt like a 3-footer, and he puts in. He's like, yeah, I've only been on tour for 18 years. Like, and then I think he's reached the point where like he's so. A lot of these guys who are older, I think they just are so. They've been on tour for so long, they don't necessarily like. They know how impressive what they've done is, and they don't give a fuck per se. So they're out there just like fucking around because this is like the back of their hand. Like they're to play on tour for 18 years might be the most impressive thing ever. Like I know LeBron's on year 20 striving for greatness, but I think it's more impressive to do in golf. It's absurd.
It's hard to keep your card. I mean, not only has he kept his card, he's a fucking FedEx Cup champion, which is wild. And he's just biding his time for that Champions Tour, big dog. Like he's just playing in a few events.
He's going to eat on that tour.
Yeah, he is. Because he's still got length. Like he hits the shit out of the ball. Obviously, his putting is silly. Like, he's a good fucking player, and he's, I don't know how old he is, but he's probably a handful of years away, and he's gonna fucking crush, bro.
Are the purses, obviously they wouldn't be what the PGA Tour was, but are the purses for the Champion Tour, does that still get up there or not really?
It's not like a lot by any. I think the winner might get like, I don't know, maybe like $500,000 to $750,000. Like, I don't think winners get like $1 million, but it's up there. I mean, it's basically a retirement tour. For these guys, like he said, I'm going to play golf anyway. I may as well like go get paid to do it. You still go nice places.
Champions, the leaders every week. It's the same 6 guys win every single. It's Steve Stricker, Ernie Els, Steve Alker. There's like 2 or 3 other, like Fred Couples is there for a while. Bernard Lander. It's the same fucking guys. And I think there are guys who don't even play the regular tour, who never played the regular PG Tour, who like got good late and like qualified. Like, there's just like regular Joes on the Champions Tour.
All right, folks. Something that FP introduced me to. He actually finds the flag sticks. It's always going to give you the number, whether you hit it or not is another thing. Built like a tank, durable, waterproof. The Precision Pro Rangefinder. FP, why don't you tell the folks a little bit about it?
New Titan one. Look at this thing. Yeah, I love these things. They're always true. They're always right. Affordable. I've met these guys a few times, PGA shows and stuff like that. Super nice guys. Got the magnetic clip, so easy convenience. But they're awesome, man. We've been working with them for a while, and I guess now we can save $30 too.
$30 Father's Day sale. $30 off Titan Elite Rangefinder and any rangefinder on their site. PrecisionProGolf.com. Get $30 off. Head on over there.
That's Alker, Steve Alker, the New Zealand guy. He's like fucking killing it, and that's the hardest tour to like qualify into, because it's supposed to be like they can't just have a bunch of no-name 50-plus-year-old guys that are just really good. Because the tour in some way has to be like names. That's how you get people to watch it and to go out there. So it's always like how you did during your playing career kind of gets you in. And it's not like the regular tour where there's like Q school really. Like, it's really hard to just slip in the door. And then you got a guy like fucking Bland who went to Live. He just won the senior PGA. So you got guys that aren't even like he might be the only Live guy that's 50 plus that I can think of.
Well, I mean, Phil is 50, I think.
If you know who I always keep an eye out for on Live, who did we have? Steele. Brandon Steele. Brendan Steele. Yeah, remember we had cocktails with him and Keegan?
Yeah,
yes, Steele.
The Peabody Hotel in Memphis.
Yeah. We Yams comes over the other day, and you would think with the way Scotty's running that this is just a sure thing. I mean, dude, we've been watching Scotty play week after week. The guy doesn't miss a fairway. Yams comes over, convinces me to bet Scheffler, and then just like I bust your balls with the whole fade jet thing, Yams, but it really is true. I mean, when you really do think about it, like, I've never seen you ever win a golf bet. I've never seen it.
Hang on a second. We've won a couple. All right. We've won a couple.
When did we win?
You remember we went live on Instagram Live one time at your old apartment in LA and we won. I think FP might have even been there.
But didn't that just get us to even because we were getting pounded?
Oh, yeah. But I'm saying we won a golf. Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not talking about life. It's
you've never won money on golf. It's true. You might have won that, but you've never won a day.
The 1 week we bet Scotty, it was a respect play. We had to. Like, you're talking as if I came over and said, we have to bet Scotty. We had to. It was a respect thing. There was history involved. There was sentimentalness to it. He banged us. And then we followed that up with betting Florida Panthers overtime. They banged us. And then we followed that up with betting the Timberwolves. They banged us. It was
oh my God.
Fucking. Then we bet Anthony Edwards over points. He lost by a half. He banged us. 4 over 4.
Well, that was when the reason we bet Scotty was because 2 years ago, Scotty and at the same time, Scotty and Sam Burns went off in that playoff. And Joey D did a classic Joey D, and it drove me nuts. Well, first off, that's happening, and we realized we're like about these. So we just start, me and I was just chugging shots, just ripping out of nowhere. We just start getting hammered. But Sam Burns hits like this massive, huge, long putt, and Joe knew. He knew that we had Scotty Scheffler, and he called me. He's like, "Oh, big dog, I just won a ton on Burns." I was like, "Joe, I had Scheffler." He's like, "You had Scheffler?" I was like, "Yeah, Joe, I told you know that I had Scheffler." And he knows how to get under my skin.
I think he just forgets.
I don't know. I think
he just forgets.
Come on to this.
There's a moment in the Brandt Snedeker episode where he gives, like, Joe has a massive drive and he kind of gives a little shot to Brandt.
I remember this.
Back in the cart and you're like, so you do know what you're doing sometimes. It's like, it's not a bit. And he's trying to tell you that sometimes it is a bit, sometimes that it isn't a bit. But it's a very funny moment.
There's a chance that Joe's just a genius and that he's just fucking with us all, dude. Like that he's
low chance, yeah, super low.
But what did he do? He said it on the Snedeker, and it was such a shot at He hit the ball farther, and Snedeker used like a driver, and Joe's like, he's like, "What'd you take, Brandon?" He's like, "I took a driver," and Joe's like, "Oh, I took a 3-wood."
Yeah.
And then Brandt turned and he's like, "Did he just take a shot at me?" I was like,
I don't remember this at all.
I remember that. He didn't. I don't think he knew what he was doing there at all. I
don't know, Stu. I think he does. I think he because I not get in the car. I was like, "So you do know what you're doing?" He put a big smile.
And he was
on.
like, "Oh yeah, because he knew what he was doing right there." You got to keep these guys on their toes, Bob.
I think sometimes he doesn't even realize it, and then he realizes that he could, if he presents it that he did it that way, it could be taken that way, so he rolls with it and takes credit for something he didn't even realize he was doing. Because it's better. Yeah, look, I would do the same. It's like, oh, that was fucking funny. Like that.
Cutsy will sun me all the time. Like we'll be like discussing like a yardage, and I'll be like, all right. I'll be like, all right, like I think I'm gonna take an 8. He's like, all right, that's good for you, Bob. I got a 9. And I'll just be like, yeah, dude, like I get it. Like he knows what he's doing. He really does. With that also being said, have you ever seen somebody enjoy a 19th hole beer the way Brandt Snedeker did? Something about the way that beer went down, man. You know what I mean? He didn't even eat. He just was enjoying the shit out of that beer.
Yeah, he didn't even have. I think he had a good time. It was
I did too.
His idea to hang around for a drink, and you know, we all like ordered food, and he was like, I remember the lady came by. She's like, "You want another beer?" He's like, "Yeah, if I'm gonna watch these guys eat, I may as well have a beer." It's like, fuck yeah, bro. He's drinking those tall boys, dude. He was getting after it.
Bob almost killed somebody that day. A few people.
Multiple.
Yeah,
right?
That's pretty funny too.
Yeah.
You almost killed somebody from your hometown.
I think outside of killing somebody, the thing that's worse is I hit a ball backwards.
That happened. Yes.
I'm gonna get crushed. This video is gonna be that it goes into the ground and then hops back. Yeah. That was tough. That was really.
That ball went backwards. Just hit a shot. -3 inches.
Oh, bad. I went backwards.
You hit it -3.
I'm in a bad
serve pro like it never happened.
I told you there's nothing you're gonna do that I haven't seen before.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
First time. Yeah.
And it's pretty impressive, actually.
Brent was like, there's earlier in the video, he's like, "There's nothing you can do out here that I haven't seen before." And then when you hit that ball backwards, he was like, "That I have never seen before."
Yeah. And then we had to call 4 because there were people from Surf Pro there, and then I think I hit the girl in the leg. And then every time, everywhere they went, I was just hunting them. And they would always be, it's like they were nowhere really near the green at all. It was an interesting day.
Yeah, at one point I wanted her to start like standing by the pin.
Yeah, I remember that.
In hopes that maybe you were clearly hitting it towards her.
Oh, little Gussie.
Yeah, that's got to stop. Yeah, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. Nope.
With your blurred background, you look like you're inside of an alcoholic beverage. I mean, it is
No,
like
it's like my kitchen. Like I need to find a good spot here with like that I can start doing this stuff because it's just not working.
There's just Georgia peach going all around him right now.
It's like a beer when they go in the freaking can.
You look like you literally just like you got out of bed and then immediately
That's what Bob said. It wasn't that long ago, to be honest. But I was up super late last night.
Yeah, so why don't you tell the folks what we got in the pipeline? I know we've talked about it a little before, but a nice little lineup. What's in the pipeline?
So we got Snedeker yesterday. Then we've got some new concepts we came up with. We got some we did some 1v1v1v1s. We did some tournament style brackets. Yeah. We've got 2 eating/drinking challenges coming out, and a third one, which you're not going to want to miss. We have a challenge coming out at the end of the month where we did some mental fortitude challenge time wise. And that's pretty much it. A few challenges, a few new concepts, a couple just classic matches. I think we're in good shape. Our videos are doing pretty good. I just went back and watched and checked a few of them. So we're doing solid. I think people are going to enjoy it.
You know what video I'm excited for? Because it was just such a fun video to record. Was the wine challenge was a lot of fun. We were all like very giddy.
Yeah, that was it's not something you see very often. Just fucking housing a bottle of wine on a fucking golf course.
I was riding with UFP. This guy turned into a different guy. I've seen
that was funny.
Before. That was a different guy. And I was getting busting your balls that I didn't like it, but I actually really, really liked him a lot. I thought he was hilarious.
He was all giggly and goofy?
Yeah, he was.
He got a little wine drunk. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best kind.
Yeah.
Wine drunk, it is a different type of drunk. The wine drunk compared to like if you're on like if you compare us doing the beer challenge to us being drunk off the wine, it is a different buzz.
It's like a warm fuzzy drunk. Like you're very I don't know. You're a little more like touchy feely, maybe a little bit more emotional. You're happier. You're definitely a little happier. It's. I remember I've kind of forgot about that, but yeah, you were like, what the fuck who are you, dude? Like, what is this? Like, you're fucking different, bro.
The difference between being drunk off white wine compared to red wine, I think, is also a little bit different.
That's very true. True.
Know?
White wine
better or worse?
What's that?
Better or worse, or just different?
I would say I would. I don't know. I feel like white wine's a little more of an upper, maybe.
If I'm drinking wine out, I'd rather be getting drunk on white wine. If I'm like in my home with like friends, I would rather be drinking red wine. I wouldn't want to be out drunk on red wine.
What's the difference? It's a dumb question, but I only had like red wine. Like, what is the difference in occasion for red wine versus white wine? Nothing, right? Besides what you just mentioned.
Well, red wine goes with like for eating wines.
Right,
red wine would be like steak and meats, and then white wine's like fish and stuff like that.
That's a good answer.
You know, but drunk wise, that I don't know. I don't know about that. But you know,
I'd love to get hammered.
I put down a couple of days yesterday. It's a nice buzz.
Sure. Coming soon.
It really is.
I'm waiting for my shipment up here to Virginia.
Yeah.
Well, it's bottled in Virginia, as you
it is canned in Virginia.
I got spiders going today out of respect.
That is respect. I noticed that early. That's big. You can fucking
that spider love.
Weapons.
Aaron Judge going back there. I don't know
What's
if that's on respect. You also got Aaron Judge going back there.
Really the most ridiculous painting of all.
It's honestly, it's not bad. Like I when you showed me, I was like, this is gonna be awful. Like, what the fuck are you thinking? It looks kind of cool back there. It's ridiculous, but
You
it's
know
like
what?
a cool painting.
I think Mikey said it, which is true. It's like you would think the guy's won like 5 World Series. Like it's not Yogi Berra. You know, I love Aaron Judge, but like it makes it look like, you know, he's brought 10 rings home to New York. He's everything we got, but it kind of makes it look that way. Love him.
I can't imagine he like commissioned that look right there.
No.
That was that he could have gone without that.
For sure. You know, Anthony Volpe told me that they saw that, and then Nestor Cortez, the pitcher, got the same painting of Aaron Judge, which is unbelievable. Yeah, it really is.
Big Cortez guy.
Yeah, definitely now. That's for sure. Was before, definitely now. He pitched when we did the outing club. Remember we did the no runs first inning?
Sure did. He had a great outing, as I remember.
Pitched really good.
He had a good run that season. That was like the start of his he was like a fucking one of the best pitchers in the league, like performance wise, for like a stretch there after that game, as I remember.
He pitched in the All-Star game.
Yeah, they mic'd him up.
Yeah, that was odd. Let me tell you something, man. If they do more of that where they mic up pitchers and catchers together, that would help baseball. That is sick.
Yeah.
I think they're in trouble. I hate to say it. I love baseball. I've always loved baseball. They're in trouble.
What do you mean
they're just getting trounced by others. And I know they're like, well, technically, look at the ratings. It's a tough sport to watch these days.
You know what?
It's easier than it used to be. It's easier than it used to be because it's faster.
Pitch
but
clock, yeah.
It doesn't like. I love baseball. It just doesn't. It's not working anymore.
Has baseball lost its fastball?
It may have.
I tell you,
there's a lot of money in baseball too. There's more money in baseball than there's anywhere else, so it must be doing pretty good. Or maybe these TV deals are insane, but they're tweaking it like left and right because of this. You know what else I saw? I'm sure you saw this too. There are TikToks going around of European basketball, like EuroLeague or whatever. It looks like the greatest atmosphere of all time. It is. I saw Patrick Beverley was talking about it. He was talking about how every game matters because there's just less games, people care more. Mike James is the all-time leading scorer of Euro basketball.
Who is Mike James?
He played on the
last thing you need to be getting involved in. This
he's just like a legend. It's just like funny bit. He's just like a legend in the EuroLeague. The stands, it's like a college basketball atmosphere on steroids. It's actually, I was watching all these TikToks about it. I won't watch a game, but I'll watch TikTok.
Tick, how about Jets? When he was really low when he texted about that Al Horford bet. Al Horford, that was one of the most ridiculous.
Oh God.
Talk about a guy.
By the way,
he's fucking cool
basket. All I said was Al Horford first basket 3-pointer because Lord knows there's a pick and roll and then Horford just finds himself wide open in the middle of the 3-point and he doesn't miss him. He's got that little funky 8-second shot. And Jaylen Brown made the first bucket, and then Al Horford made a 3. So he banged us.
Did back to the whole baseball thing. Do you think baseball has the most money because it has the most games? Think about it. The attendance you get, TV deals and shit like that. It's so much more than
and there's
football.
There's no salary cap. So they're technically allowed to just pay whatever they want. I guess maybe they don't have the most money revenue wise, but they're allowed to pay as much as they want. It just comes out of the pockets. The Steinbrenners.
I get it that if somebody's not a baseball fan, it's hard for somebody to come in and watch a game or watch a regular, I don't know, even if it's not your team, watch the Pirates play the Marlins on a regular day. But I do think the pitch clock has really helped speed it up. And then the extra innings, the way they do that, starting a runner on second, I think they've made it better. But I do get it.
And Angel Hernandez retiring, huge for the game.
Yeah, I think he was just trolling people the whole time. I just think he didn't give up. He had some of the worst calls. I saw a compilation of his calls. He's had some of the worst calls I've ever seen.
You don't give a fuck, dude. And he would throw out stars in the first inning. He didn't give a fuck. He was the show. He just didn't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think they also the other thing with baseball is that they have a lot more games. So obviously they like from a attendance and on-premise spend, ticket sales, concessions, they get 81 games. They have as many home games per team as the NBA plays in total. Obviously way more than football. Obviously a little bit less, attendance than football, but quite a bit more games. And I feel like baseball has more of like a beer and peanuts. Like the concessions is more a part of the experience than even like an NBA game. You don't go to an NBA game and be like, can't wait to get a hot dog and a few beers and some like you might do it, but it's not like necessarily part of it. So I think baseball still makes a shit ton of money, at least teams do, off of season tickets and concessions. So I think they're going to have money like that for a long time.
I think they also just like do not create good storylines whatsoever. They're not putting any effort. The NFL is by far the best, but like they've just been riding this Red Sox Yankees thing and have done nothing to try to revive it. And you don't really watch those games anymore if you're not a New York or Boston fan. Like they totally have mismanaged that. But you've got the Subway Series, you got the Crosstown Series. They've got a bunch of these series that they just don't spark a fire under whatsoever, that the NFL completely does the opposite of, and it's working out for them.
They're also they're not anti. They have all these copyright rules with social media. Like the other sports, you can post whatever you want. Like they won't take it down. I don't know if baseball's changing, but in the last few years, you can't. Nobody knows who there are no accounts like dedicated. There are a few, but everything gets taken down by the league. Kind of similar to the PGA Tour, though. They're also coming around, but you can't get your highlights of your stars out to the youth. What are you going to do?
I love watching the PGA Tour like IG accounts where we talked about it a little last week. It's like where they're not running it like Shoffley, like looking forward to the Wells Fargo next week, and it's like showing their tee time, like them swinging and shit. You're right about those Yankee Red Sox rivalries, though, Bob. Those things, it's really not. It hasn't been good for a long time.
Used to be must-watch TV too. I mean, I wasn't a fan of either. I mean, I liked Boston a little bit, but I just didn't really care too much. But it was so entertaining that it was, and they just the players on each team, they were sticking around longer than they do now, and they seem to genuinely hate each other, or at least build that storyline. And there's just none of that now. It's just
the height of it was when remember when Pedro chucked Don Zimmer? Don Zimmer came running out of the dugout and just tossed him.
So fucking good, dude. That's the good shit.
That is, dude. All right, Pop, you want to rip a little, get the Q&A session up and running there?
All right, sounds good. First question comes from Lucan_Cowling. Who have you guys got for the U.S. Open?
Go ahead, Stu.
Damn, I haven't really thought about it. It's gonna type of course that requires a really good short game and putting. But fuck. I mean, Scotty Scheffler. I don't fucking know. Like, it's hard to fucking say anybody else. You look fucking stupid. I don't know. I feel like Rory's fucking trending. Like, he's making a run. His putter is a little iffy. So if he's having a good putting week, he's an underrated pitcher and chipper of the ball. I think he's got a good shot. I think it's going to come down to somebody that's just fucking putting really well. Those greens are fucking nuts.
Who do you got, huh?
U.S. Open, give me Carlos Alcaraz. I just like his backhand, how he plays on grass versus clay. I'll take Alcaraz. FPG's disappointed in me. Give me. I always take Jordan Spieth. He's let me down. Not even gambling. I just love Jordan Spieth, so I'll take Jordan Spieth.
Who I could see coming to Gala, I feel like is due, or his time's coming. I got a call from Johnny Wonder yesterday who informed me that Sahith does want to come on the show. And was going to loop us in.
He was in a Busted Jack video recently, I think, or maybe it was an old one. I saw a clip.
He said he was going to connect us, so that would be Sahith. If you're watching, Open door policy, man. That would be a fun one.
I took him as my PGA championship pick on the Smiley Kaufman podcast.
Maybe that's what got him aboard.
It may be. And look, he made a fucking run too. He has been playing great in majors. I don't hate that at all. He hits the ball straight. He's got that cut off the tee that's dependable. Good hands. I mean, yeah, you could fuck around at Pinehurst too.
You know what I love is his dad, man. His dad is like, apparently he's like an icon now, like roaming around like the course. Like I saw him like wearing that jersey. It was like one of those printout, like you see on TikTok, you'll see like there's like Fat Perez shirts that people make, and they're like these absurd things. That he was wearing that with it. It looked awesome.
Oh, like the old school, like almost like montage.
Yeah.
Like 90s shirt. That's fucking hilarious.
You know how many times I've trolled TikTok and like seen those Fat Perez like shirts that you can buy, and it's like they got them for like sketch too. There's like sketch shirts, like it's all these like ridiculous shirts. Who do you got, Pop?
You know who keeps tricking me? And by the end of every Sunday, I'm so pissed off that I threw money at him again, and he's been kind of coming in the top 5. Yeah, you got some?
No, I kind of want to guess.
Sure. Every Thursday I take this guy, and every single Sunday afternoon I'm pissed off. Like, again, he did it to me. Again.
It's not Rory, is it?
No. It's no one we've said yet.
Is it JT?
No, I jumped off that train a long time ago. Yeah.
He's welcome on the show as well, by the way. Anytime he wants to come on the show, we would.
No, of course. I just,
you're off the train. Yeah, no, I mean, look, you're off the train. You're off the train. Yams, you got a guess there?
I'm trying to think. I can't. I'm trying to think of who used to. The answer would be Xander, but not anymore. So I don't know. I don't know.
He was up there. I'll just tell you, it is Colin Morikawa. This guy gets me to trust him every single week for no reason. It's like I just immediately have amnesia and forget what happened last weekend. And he
Chevy connection.
Sundays are tough for him.
Yeah,
he's a good pick for Pinehurst too as well. With his iron play, you got to be fucking on it. You either have to have a great short game or you need to fucking hit your irons correctly. So he's not a bad run there.
You think you can run it back with him, Bob?
I'm sure I will.
Yeah.
I'm sure I will.
Well, that was the Xander one. I even said, I was like, let's give it one more run on Xander, because I kept getting banged on him, but then I just wanted to give him one more run. I couldn't quit him.
Did you take him before it started, like Thursday morning?
No, I took it. I think it was like Friday, so it still paid out really nice. Yeah. It literally just covered all the bets that I lost from Schicker coming over.
I didn't bet it's a hedge fund.
There's guys now, like especially on Twitter, people ask all the time. They're like, Bob, does Jet have, what does he like for this game? What is he? The fade Jet movement's great.
It's pretty funny. I appreciate it.
As there is right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Scotty Scheffler top 10. It's just guaranteed.
Yeah. All right, Pop. Let's hit another.
Next question comes from Angelo _DeCacciaccia. I butchered that poor man's name. I just don't know how to say that. But he wants to know, will you guys ever return to Quail Lodge for a trip? Place has the best BDS memories.
It really does.
What a nice thing to say.
Yeah.
Is that a Bobby Barrett burner, you think?
I'll definitely return to quaillodge.com, but
if Bobby Barrett will have us, we're happy to go back. We are definitely over there.
It's far away, but it's a special spot.
We got unfinished business out there with Pebble, and I think they've sort of I saw some things. It's the Quail Golf Club now.
Really? Do you know that guy on TikTok that goes up to people and goes, what kind of car did you drive? How much money do you make? This or that. They have, I'm pretty sure that the big car show of the year that he does that at is at Quail Lodge. I think it's like the most famous, fanciest rich person event of the year is at Quail Lodge.
Yeah.
Quail Lodge is where the Stubby blunder of when we went through like Pebble Beach and all of that. And then remember, we just sat in the car eating tacos until we almost missed the flights. It was one of the most insane things of all time.
That's the fucking memory we're gonna call out. We had a lot of big
I didn't
things.
even think of that. We beat the first foreplay video was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jet. Yeah, that was tough. I think I had somebody. I think Ticket returned the rental car because I literally ran out of time eating.
You were so confident eating those tacos that we had all the time in the world, and when you realized it, and then the biggest dang job of them all was we spun the wheel to see who would have to do it. And it spun the wheels just, and it landed on Jet, and he was just like, "No, not doing it. Sorry, not doing it."
Yeah, that still sits with me.
I was like, let's go to the airport. Let's go to the airport. Let's go to the airport. You guys wanted to sit there and eat tacos versus eating tacos while driving, which would have been fine too. So I was taken out of this fucking, the wheel. Also, you didn't want me returning that fucking car. I'll tell you that much.
Only one person eats tacos while driving, by the way. All right. Everyone else eats tacos while riding. It's a very different, different situation. Damn. Okay. And also, I returned that goddamn rental car every single time except that one time with Ticket. Sure. That's a fact.
That's true.
I'm not taking it. I'm just saying why I took myself out of the wheel. I'm also crazy, and I was probably just pissed off, but I made my flight.
We didn't press it. I'll tell you that. When he said he wasn't going to fucking do it, we spun that fucking wheel again.
Which we did.
Tough luck for me, to be honest, here in hindsight. But those are the Quail Lodge memories that you read about.
So yeah, to answer that question, we absolutely will be back to Quail Lodge. And Pop, let's rip one more.
Those bungalows are special too, man. That's a good night's sleep.
Beer flights, steak flights.
Yeah, bungalows. All right. This next question comes from Jay Millar 31. What were you like in high school? Class clown, bully, cool kids. Would you guys have gotten along back then? Kind of like three questions.
I would like to think that we all would have got along. I don't know anybody that would have been like. I don't know any. I don't think I would have not liked any of you guys who not get along. I think we all would have ended up being friends in high school. That's me. I honestly believe that. I think there'd be a little bit of a feeling out process with the D-man for sure. But just like Bears all, we would end up just loving them,
I would love to see Benjamin in high school too. Seems like no one really saw him at school anyway, so I don't know how we would have been friends. I guess maybe through Twitter.
I was definitely a clown. I was definitely a clown. I went to a tiny high school. There were 30 kids in my class. So it was like everybody knew they were like, when you have that few kids, it's like everybody's everything. So I was definitely a clown.
Bob, you had some senior superlatives, did you not?
Yeah, I did. Most likely to brighten your day and best sense of humor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Still doing it today.
Yeah. Yeah.
For you to get two and for there probably to have been another 300 kids who got nothing, I would have been like, this fucking guy can't, what the hell's going on here?
You know what?
You only be able to get one. Like they call you and be like, hey, you want both of these? Which one do you want? We're giving the other one to the second place guy. That would have been a tough choice. That's a good question. What would you have picked? Had you had to have picked best sense of humor or most likely to brighten your day? Which one are you going to go with?
Probably best sense of humor, because then I think most likely to brighten your day is kind of like corny in a way. I mean, good, but I would take best sense of humor.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
Did you win any superlatives, Stu?
I don't think so. Not that I recall.
What do you think you would have won? Like that you had the best chance at?
Fucking, I don't know.
Most likely to succeed?
Most mornings high as fuck. Probably something like that. I got into a nice routine senior year where I just fucking smoked weed on the way to school every fucking day.
I bet you rolled a great blunt.
I did. I still probably do. That's like riding a bike, but I just had a little bowl. Tiny little fucking chillum type thing. And I just used to pack that shit up, windows down, take the long way to school, fucking Axe body spray, fucking getting out of the car and just roll into first period accounting with Miss Shelton.
Did you enjoy high school, or were you like ready to go? Like, were you having the time of your life, or were you like, I can't fucking wait till this is over?
I had a good time. I had a good time in high school. I had good friends. We, house parties and shit like that. I mean, it wasn't like my glory days, I would say. I enjoyed college. I've enjoyed like everything a little bit more, I think, as I've gone. But I wouldn't dread going back to high school.
Bob, would you go back for a week? Like if you got the option to go back to high school for a week, would you?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Especially junior or senior year. Yeah, I was having a ball.
I would too. I
That
definitely
was a lot thinner too. That was tight.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, Bob, let's do one more. Let's rip one more banger.
One more. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is fine. This one comes from Joe Thrasher. Favorite mid-round cocktail?
The Have a Day canned tequila seltzer.
Beat me to it.
Yeah.
Beat me to it. It is cool, like seeing all the different videos that have been coming up that we've been getting tagged in of people drinking it on the course. Like I saw a couple tagged us. It was like their first time trying it. Something about seeing people drink it on the golf course, I think, is awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to see more of that, like first impression, like honest feedback. Get a lot of people just like posting the like can and everything, which is fucking awesome. But yeah, that was cool. Like I want to see more of those videos, like trying it for the first time. I need that feedback.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome. Keep tagging us. And again, Jet said what's kind of in the pipeline for us. Snedeker had just gotten released. More videos to come, more challenges to come. We appreciate you all for the support week in, week out. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. That has been another edition of the Bob Does Sports Podcast. We will see you next time.